India is a land of incredible beauty. You have amazing views like these on a wide network of roads. So all you need is a powerful motorcycle to get you there. And Hero MotoCorp is now entering the touring segment with the new Mavrick 440. This is Hero's most powerful motorcycle yet, and it promises to be a torquey mile muncher and then a lot more. This will compete in the coveted 350 to 500cc segment, and that's why the hopes are high. So after riding it for about 300 kilometers, is this Hero's top gun? Let's find out. The Hero Mavrick has been designed as a neo-retro roadster, a far cry from any other Hero motorcycle we've seen so far. The bike looks modern when compared to other modern classic motorcycles ruling this segment and gets plenty of muscular lines all over. The round LED headlamp with the signature LED DRL looks great, while the bulbous fuel tank adds to the visual mass. The air shrouds on either side of the fuel tank are made out of metal, and so are several parts on the motorcycle. Hero says the Mavrick gets fewer metal components over the X440, but there is a solid, built-to-last feel all over. No points for guessing, the Harley-Davidson X440 and the Hero Mavrick both share the same platform. In fact, they were co-developed together, and the Harley is a traditional cruiser and this one is supposed to be a neo roadster. Now, what really changes apart from the design is a lot to do with the wheelbase and the chassis itself. So the rake is more inwards on the Mavrick because this is supposed to be a more sporty motorcycle compared to the laid-back cruiser that the X440 is. So the wheelbase is shorter over here. The main frame remains the same, but you do get more attachments here for the accessories later, engine guard, even an auxiliary lights, things like that. The subframe has changed. This is now twin tubular units based on which the rear sits, and I think this is a more proportional design overall compared to the X440 as well. The rear especially, that was one complaint we had with the X440, that Hero I believe has done much better with the Mavrick. The build quality as well as fit and finish is on point. Right from the welds, shut lines and paint quality, all exude a premium feel. The all LED lighting including the LED tail light adds to the upmarket look of the motorcycle. That said, many will find the LCD instrument console archaic for the segment. The unit gets a negative backlit display, but is simple, feature-rich and easy to read under direct sunlight. It's not the fanciest console, but certainly fulfills the utility part. All variants get Bluetooth connectivity with turn-by-turn navigation as standard, while the connected features comprising rider telemetry, geofencing and more are available only on the top spec variant. Now Hero says that a lot of effort went into making the Mavrick comfortable, and when it comes to ergonomics, you do feel that. The upper section of the body is nice and comfortable, upright, nice wide handlebar right here, feels nice and very commanding as a riding posture. In fact, the seat height at 803mm is very accessible and quite wide, so a lot of people will feel comfortable on long rides. But when it comes to the bottom section of the rider triangle, this is slightly spotty. Now this is not front set or center set, this is slightly rear set, and I do think that going with the whole neo-retro roadster theme, this could have been slightly more commented in terms of riding ergonomics and would have just made this motorcycle a lot more enjoyable. At the same time, the cushioning is something that I think could have been done better. Now the current cushioning is, well, let's just say hard, and we did raise it with Hero, and they say that this motorcycle, and in fact all motorcycles here, are pre-production. So they are aware of the issue, and the production motorcycles should get better and softer cushioning, which I think would be a lot better in terms of ride quality. On the bright side, standing up and riding the bike feels right at home. The tall handlebar makes things easy, but we would recommend getting broader foot pegs if you intend to stand and ride more often. The Mavrick 440 is a torquey motorcycle, 36 Nm, most of it available from 2000 RPM. This one likes the torque and it makes sure that you like it too. Now what I really like here is the fact that no matter what gear you are in, you will truly enjoy this motorcycle. 6th gear, 45 km/h, This is very comfortable at that, very tactable as a motor, and something we like in the Harley as well, and I'm glad to report that that stays as a quality on the Mavrick as well. Even on open roads like we have here in Gujarat, this one definitely felt a lot easier to ride. In fact, I think in the sub 500 single cylinder space, this is easily one of the most comfortable and convenient motorcycles that you can get your hands on. What I really like is the low end torque and mid range. The sweet spot I do feel is about 80 kilometers per hour in the 6th gear. Mind you, you have to stay under 5000 RPM because that's where you do get a nice balance of performance and lower NVH levels. Speaking of which, NVH levels of the buzziness that you have from this engine, that's mostly felt near 5000 RPM, and you do feel that around the handlebar, around the foot pegs, and that really takes away some of that riding experience because the more you push this engine, the more it will get buzzy at high speeds. We pushed it about 130 kilometers per hour, and while it stays at those speeds for longer hours, you wouldn't want to do that because of the whole buzziness. That does take away a little bit from that experience, but as far as cruising goes, under 100 kilometers per hour, this motorcycle is just fine at that. The open and traffic-free roads of Kutch allowed us to stretch this engine's legs quite a few times. You could slot it in 3rd gear and ride around the city at 50 kilometers per hour all day, or take it out on the highway, luggage in tow, and cruise at 100 kilometers per hour. Cornering effort is easy and the Mavrick feels predictable around the bend. It only adds to the easy nature of the motorcycle and makes it quite manageable. The bike uses telescopic forks at the front and twin shocks at the rear, which Hero says was intended to bring a rugged quality which its customers like. We would have liked to see USD front forks for a more planted feel at high speeds. For the amount of emphasis Hero made on comfort with the Mavrick, I do feel it is a bit lacking when it comes to the suspension setup. This is slightly firmer than what I would have liked for what is supposed to be a tourer. It feels firm, but not in terms of at the trade-off of handling, but in terms of a rigid suspension. Well, I do think speeds up to 40, 60 work really fine with the motorcycle, but give it a bad road and you will feel a lot of the undulations coming up to you, and that I think could have been worked better. It does not get a monoshock, it gets twin shocks with 7-step preload adjustability, and you do feel a lot of the undulations at the rear. The front feels nice and firm, but it's the rear that I feel could have been worked on better in terms of overall ride quality, which I think for a tourer should have been a slightly more plush. This one is slightly more firm. Braking performance is good, and the progressive nature of the front brakes is confidence inspiring. The rear brake feels quite predictable, and the dual channel ABS is effective without being intrusive. Prices for the Hero Mavrick start from 1,99,000 rupees for the base variant, going up to 2,14,000 rupees for the mid variant, and 2,24,000 rupees for the top variant with connected technology. All prices are ex-showroom Delhi. And I think these are fantastic prices. In fact, in the sub 500cc segment, these are one of the most competitive prices we've seen so far, and I think that will bring a lot of customers to the Mavrick and especially to the Hero showrooms. But when you compare to the competition, I think the competition also offers a lot more in terms of both equipment and performance, which the Mavrick in some areas lacks. I do think this is a good motorcycle. In fact, very relaxed. I still build on that this is one of the most easiest motorcycles that you will be riding in the sub 500cc space. And in that sense, especially for those looking for their first big bike or just want a relaxed riding experience from their motorcycle in the city and on the highway, this one will work just fine. The Mavrick does get away with the lack of a few features, including a TFT screen and USD forks, but it's still a long feature list across all 3 variants. Add to that Hero's wide service network and there's plenty for you to consider, especially once you factor in that delectable price tag. The Mavrick then is ready to soar Hero to greater heights. Do tell us what you think about the new Hero Mavrick 440. Let us know in the comment section below, and as we always say, helmets on the two-wheeler, seatbelts in the car. Please like, share and subscribe if you like this video. We really appreciate your feedback. In the meantime, I'm going to gear up and ride into the sunset. I'll see you in the next one.